This is VOA News. I'm Steve Miller. Iraq has expelled the Swedish ambassador Thursday in a protest at a planned burning of the Quran in Stockholm. We hear more from Reuters' Alman Lee.
Hundreds of people stormed the Swedish embassy in Baghdad in the early hours of Thursday, setting it on fire in protest at the expected burning of the Quran in Sweden. The demonstration was called by supporters of Shiite cleric Muqtada Sadegh, according to posts in a Telegram group linked to the cleric. The Swedish Foreign Ministry said all embassy staff were safe and condemned the attack. Iraq's Foreign Ministry issued a similar condemnation.
That's Reuters reporter Alman Lee. The U.S. State and Treasury Departments have imposed new sanctions in an effort to choke off Moscow's access to products, money, and financial channels. In a virtual news conference, National Security spokesperson John Kirby says that the U.S. and its allies are continuing to punish Russia for its invasion of Ukraine.
In coordination with our G7 partners, we put in place now the largest set of sanctions and export control actions ever imposed on a major economy. And these actions help implement commitments that we made in Hiroshima just a couple of months ago.
The U.S. has imposed sanctions on roughly 120 firms and people targeting companies from Russia to the United Arab Emirates and to Kyrgyzstan. The death toll from a massive landslide in western India has risen to 16 as rescue operations were suspended. Roughly 100 people are still feared to be trapped. For additional stories, visit our website. This is VOA News. North Korea likely is to milk the border crossing by a U.S. soldier for propaganda purposes, but analysts say they may not be able to gain much political leverage. We hear more from Reuters' Joel Flynn.
Ta Young-ho is a former North Korea diplomat.
I'm skeptical about whether North Korea would use this U.S. military personnel politically, given his military rank is not that high.
A growing number of analysts have also cast doubt on how Pyongyang will be able to use King to their advantage. Yet some have told Reuters discussions over the soldier's fate could see some of the first direct diplomatic engagement between North Korea and the United States in years.
That's Joel Flynn of Reuters News. The U.S. Military Command in Africa says it has conducted an airstrike in central Somalia that has killed 5 al-Shabaab militants. In a press statement released Thursday, AFRICOM said that the collective self-defense airstrike occurred on Wednesday, July 19th, in a remote area near Hariri, Kale, approximately 15 kilometers south of Galkad. AFRICOM said that the strike was in support of the Somali National Army forces fighting al-Shabaab and that the strike came at the request of the government of Somalia. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Thursday that Russia had already launched 70 missiles into Ukraine this week, as well as almost 90 Iranian-made Shahed drones. He says, of course, our soldiers managed to shoot down some of the enemy missiles and drones, and I thank each of our sky defenders for this. But unfortunately, the capacity of the Ukrainian air defense is not yet enough to protect the entire Ukrainian sky. We are working with our partners as actively as possible to add additional air defense systems that can give peace and security to Odessa and all other cities and communities of our country. The attacks followed a pledge of retaliation by Russia after a blast on a bridge linking Russia to the Crimean Peninsula on Monday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to press ahead with his contentious judicial overhaul despite unprecedented mass protests at home, growing defections by military reservists, and appeals from the U.S. president to put the plan on hold. Netanyahu's message delivered on Thursday in a prime-time address set the stage for stepped-up street protests ahead of a fateful vote on Monday. Netanyahu was at times conciliatory, saying he understands the differences of opinion and offering to seek a compromise with his political opponents. But he was also defiant, saying his opponents were bent on toppling him and lashing out at scores of military reservists. I'm Steve Miller.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.